Our application is looking pretty good, but there's one last little change that I want to make to this application. The goal of making this change is to introduce you to one last big topic in the world of props. So let's get to it. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to take each of those different comments that we just put together and wrap them in a sort of approval card where we show the comment and then a approve or reject button right underneath it. You might have never really seen some interface like this before, but it's actually incredibly common for blog platforms. You see, if you've ever read comments on a blog or forums or whatever it might be, you might sometimes notice that there are a lot of spam posts. So several blog platforms out there will actually give blog authors the ability to approve or reject comments before they get added to an actual blog. And so this interface would suit that purpose perfectly. We might take all the comments that people have added to a particular blog and present them to the blog writer so that they can kind of audit them and approve them for posting or reject them before they actually get added to the blog itself. All right, so we are going to do some thinking about the best way to wrap each of our comments with some additional little card and two buttons right underneath it. Now, there's definitely a very easy way to do this, without a doubt. We could absolutely open up that comment detail component right here and add a little bit more JSX to this thing to show the kind of outline for this card looking thing or the kind of rectangle around it, and then also put two buttons underneath this as well. Without a doubt, that is an option. But we're going to do things a little bit differently, okay? And remember, the ultimate goal here is to introduce you to one last big idea in the props world. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave our current comment detail component as it is right now. We're not going to make a single change to it. Instead, we're going to create a brand new component, a second component called approval card. This approval card is going to show this kind of white outline around it, and then also the approve and reject buttons. And then we will have the option with approval card to stick some custom content in right here. Now, when we make the approval card, we are not going to hard code it to always show an instance of comment detail. And let me tell you why. If we were building an application that had this type of interface right here of like a comment with approve and reject, it's entirely possible that we might want to reuse this approval card component and just have like a white box with the approve and reject buttons underneath it, but have completely different content inside of it besides the comment detail. As a quick example of that, here's something we might want to build using the approval card. We might want to show the same white card, show the same approve and reject buttons, but have completely different content in there. So we're going to put the approval card together as a separate component, and we want to make sure that we can somehow show the comment detail inside of it, but we don't want to always 100% show the comment detail every single time we use this thing. We want to have the ability to swap out some different content in there. All right, so that's the goal. That's what we're going to try to do. So let's take a quick pause right here. When we come back to the next section, we're going to start putting together the approval card, and we'll talk about the feature around the prop system that we're going to use to be able to easily sub out the main content on the card itself. So quick pause, and I'll see you in just a minute.